How's it going, guys? Nick here with McGaughys Suspension. Got this beautiful 2024 GMC 2500 HD in the AT4 edition truck. Now this red is super beautiful in the sun. As you can see, it pops. I believe it's like a tri-coat something. I don't know the exact name of it, but man, look at how it pops in the sun. Some of you guys that are really knowledgeable on these colors from GM could probably comment down below and let everyone know what the color is exactly. But I'm gonna call it a red. It's obviously more brilliant than just a standard red, but like I said, I think tri-coat something is the name. I'm not familiar with it, but I know some of you guys will be, and they'll be able to comment down below and let me know what color it is exactly. But wanted to show this truck off, wanted to show you guys how this thing looks and a setup on it. So if you guys at home want to emulate this setup on your truck, you can do so. So this is sitting on our 7 to 9 inch kit, and it is pretty much, you know, built out with a lot of our upgraded components and what have you. It is sitting at about an 8 inch stance. So the front end's at 8 inches up front, and you can see here where the upper control arms, because it does have our upper control arms on it as well, but you can see how much room it has there on the upper control arm for droop travel. So it is not maxed out at all, and it still has plenty of droop travel offered to it. And then in the rear, to get the stance out of it, it's sitting pretty much level at this 8 inches up front, but in the rear it's got our block, and then it has 2 1/4-inch shims on included into installed into the spring pack. Now I have been asked before, like, hey, it's not good to put blocks on top of blocks or shims or any of that stuff on top of the block. You know, that's not really what people should be doing. So you'll notice here, actually it's got 3 shims. I'm sorry, it's got 3 shims. Those are 3 1/4-inch shims right there. And what happens is that those are on top of the block, but they're not resting on top of the block by themselves. They actually have, our kit comes with a new center pin bolt for the leaf spring. So you take your factory one out, and then you put the shims on this new center bolt, and then you run the center bolt through the factory leaf spring pack, and now those shims and the leaf spring pack all come into one combination tied together. It comes one as a spring pack, so it's a lot safer, a lot more sturdy, and that's the proper way to do it. And then on top of that, then you put it on top of the block, and you put the U-bolts on, and now you have our block with 3 shims to level this truck out at 8 inches up front, to give you guys an understanding of the height. So let's talk about the wheels and tires. The wheels are a 24 by 12 Fittipaldi. They are in chrome. I don't have the model number, but you can go to their website and check out more information of those wheels. And then on the tires, they're running a Nitto Ridge Grappler and a 38 1350. These Ridge Grapplers are a really nice tire. We've been seeing them on a lot more trucks lately. I have them on my personal truck, and they work great on the road. They're very quiet, great performance on highway. And then I've gone off-road with my truck in dirt, mud, rocks. They provide, even the snow, they provide from what I feel is a really good all-around performance, and they last long. So I really like these tires. This gentleman with those tires as well, and he's had nothing but praise about them as well. This truck's got about 13,000 miles on it, and I believe the kit's been on it for about 8 of those 8,000 miles. And so you'll notice that, you know, underneath, it's not completely clean. It's not a show truck. This is a daily driver. Obviously, it hasn't been driven that much. The owner's had it for a little bit over a year, and it's only got 13,000 miles on it. But as you can see, it's got a little bit of road grime on it. That's fine. This is our SS kit. I also want to mention too, this kit was installed. This truck is from Northern California, Bay Area, Livermore area, and the kit was installed by one of our dealers, our installation dealers up there in Livermore, the 4x4 shop. Joe and his crew installed this kit up there for the owner of the truck. So a little shout out to them. If you're in that area, you can check out the 4x4 shop in Livermore. And this is running our upper control arms. It's got our SS kit, which SS kit means, if you look underneath here, you'll see that there's these little plates inside the kit. Those go on the inside and they get bolted on with these bolts. And what that does is give you a little bit of a depth appearance of, you know, obviously you could leave them the way they are. This is right out of the box. This is how he's got it set up. Or you could do something to where you powder coat those stainless plates to match the color of the truck, and then it gives a little bit of flair, a little originality, personality to the truck. Since we're right here, we'll go ahead and show you the CV angles. Like I said, this thing's at 8 inches. You got really good working angles, not too far off from what the factory would be at factory ride height when they're stock off the showroom floor, which that's a big deal right there, because a lot of trucks you'll see with heavy CV angles, and that means one of a couple things. That means either the lift kit is, the front crossmember is X amount of lift, but then the differential isn't dropped as much as the lift of the lower control arm. And so that has a little bit of added wear and tear, or possibly bind on that CV shaft. And then it can also mean something else, to where the upper control arm is maxed out at full droop, which limits your droop travel. Like you can see here, this one has plenty of droop travel. Again, it's not far off from what the truck would be for factory. So it has plenty of droop travel, which means downwards movement in the suspension, and obviously compression as well. It's very similar to what it would be factory, which is a big deal because that is going to help with overall ride quality. Obviously, it's not an off-road like Baja truck type thing where it's going through a bunch of abuse and needs a lot of suspension cycle. But the point about that is that a lot of times people will, you know, have a rough ride or very stiff ride, and that's because their suspension is maxed out. It's fully cranked up and it has no droop travel. You can see here on this one, we have plenty of droop travel and compression travel. It's just like factory angles in a sense. And our kit too, I want to let you guys know, our 7 and 9 inch kit starts off at 7 inches. The front cross member and all the bracketry drops down exactly 7 inches, and then you can take it up to 9 inches of adjustment with our upper control arms and still have plenty of droop travel. This one's sitting at about an 8 inch height, and it does have 38s on it, 38 1350s. He had to trim the front bumper. You can see there, obviously that's been cut back, and that's to allow for the tire to turn in. And then over here on the back side, they removed the lower fender mud flaps, the little factory ones that would hang down about yay. So those have been removed, and that's how they're able to clear this tire when it's turning in. I'll go over to the other side real quick here and show you guys what it looks like. See right there, looks like they did cut a little bit right here too as well. So that allowed them to clear this. Some people are okay with that. This owner is good, happy with it. Some people like to put another cap on it, and then, you know, massage how much room with the plastic there is, because, you know, the factory ones hang down real low, so those offer very, very little room to be able to turn. If you're a guy that doesn't like that and wants to fix that, then I would go with an aftermarket mud flap. They call it a mud flap delete, or it's just a tall, it sits real nice and tight up against there, and then just trim that a little bit to get it back on and not have that look, you know, like something's missing, obviously. But this guy has it set up like this. I just want to make you aware of it. You can get away with an aftermarket cap. He just hasn't purchased one. He just left it like that. And again, this truck has our upper control arms. It has our billet ball joint caps. And then it is running some 2.0 reservoir shocks as well. And yeah, I mean, there's another angle right there to show you what that upper control arm looks like. Obviously, you can see how much travels right there. I mean, the control arm does not droop out onto that, but still, that just kind of gives you a little bit of understanding. Usually, a lot of people's trucks, you could barely put a finger through there, if not 2 fingers. In this one, I'm able to easily get 3 fingers in there, which means It has droop travel, which is a good thing. Can this truck go up taller? Yes, it can go up taller, but again, you're going to disturb that droop travel. So it's up to you what you want most out of the truck. Do you want more height out of it just to say that you have a taller truck to fit bigger tires and wheels? Or are you looking for the better ride quality and less wear and tear on the front end of the truck? Then you want to go, if you want the better direction, you want to go similar to this setup so it's not maxed out. Obviously 38-inch tall tires are huge, you know, and obviously it's got the 12-inch wide wheels as well. Let's talk about some other things. So that was the front end of the kit. Like I said, SS 7 to 9-inch kit. It's got our upper control arms, billet ball joint caps, and it has 2.0 reservoir shocks. This kit also comes with lateral strut bars. Those tie the rear cross member to the chassis to give a little bit extra rigidity to it, just because it's a taller lift. And those also have the stainless steel inserts as well. And then this truck is running our traction bars. These traction bars are full floating traction bars, which mean they are affixed to the axle over here. But then up here at the frame, you have a pivot point. And that pivot point allows the axle to move freely in whatever, as it cycles, wherever it goes. It is not now forced to arch with the traction bars. The traction bars float, but when you get on the gas and you're hauling something heavy, it will not allow for axle wrap, which then gives you chatter with the driveline and what have you. So these traction bars, obviously, they look great. A lot of people like them. They also have the stainless steel inserts as well, but they are for a purpose if you are towing or have a lot of horsepower and you get axle wrap chatter and what have you. Yeah, so again, 8 inches up front. Our rear block that comes in the kit plus 3/4 inch shims, and that's where you get the rear end to match the front. Also added to this truck, which is not part of our product line, but this gentleman did get everything outfitted from Chassis Unlimited with the bumper, which I believe they call this a Prolite bumper, and it's got a nice curved, it's not flat, it's curved if you look at it here. That is a light bar, LED light bar, and he's got a winch. Not sure exactly what winch is in there, but he does have a winch. Let's see. X2O 12,000 pound winch. Looks like he's got some synthetic rope. I'm not sure what brand that is, to be quite honest with you. I'm not really too big into that direction, but that's what he's running right there, 12,000 pound winch. And then on the side, they've got their, and I knew about the name because I have one of those on my wife's truck, which works really nice, but these are their steps, also Chassis Unlimited steps, and looks like they're a modular deal where they start off with this original step on the bar, and then this is added on because the truck is taller. Helps you get in. Step 1, step 2, get into the truck. So it's got its side steps on it. And in the rear, they've got a full bumper. I'm not sure the name of this bumper. But man, it looks pretty nice. It's got some LED lights in it again. Still looks like it's got the step. Looks like it's got the switching lane sensors, which is good. Some shackle points. Yeah. So I still got stock exhaust, and everything else looks pretty stock on this truck. I had the pleasure of driving it around recently. I've got the truck currently right now, and yeah, it's a really, really nice truck all the way around. This color is freaking amazing in the sun. And these AT4Xs, or excuse me, AT4, I've been used to the X deal because we've been doing so many videos with Xs, which if you guys aren't familiar, you can go back and look at some of our other videos, but the X has the multimatic shock. So anyways, I've been stuck on that, the X deal, but these regular, they're AT4 HDs, you can see here. And the AT4 has everything blacked out around the windows. It's got the blacked out front grille and the top piece, and then painted bumper and have you. So a little bit different than a Denali setup, but man, this thing is really nice. Let me know what you guys think down below. Is this like something that you guys like on your own personal vehicle? This height, this wheel and tire combo? Would you go black wheels maybe? Would you go a bigger wheel? Or maybe would you go to a smaller wheel? Are you a small wheel guy? I always like to find out what the viewers like on these trucks, because it's so crazy. We'll post stuff on our social media and we'll get a lot of hate sometimes on the big wheels and small tires, but then yet, you know, the flip side is we'll post something with more tire sidewall, smaller wheel diameter, and tucked underneath the truck, and people go gaga over that too. So it's very mixed world on very mixed community on opinion, very diverse from one side to the other. But this one doesn't have like real low profile tires, so that's cool. I mean, a 38 on a 24, but obviously you can get, you know, 18s or even 20s and get a little bit more side profile. But and that's another thing too, is just if you're on the other side of this video saying to yourself like, man, I really like the look, or you know, I want a lifted truck but I don't want to diminish the ride quality. So our lift kit will provide a really nice ride quality, especially at this stance. If you emulate this stance, the ride quality is going to be great, because like I explained, you have plenty of droop travel, you have plenty of compression travel at this ride height. Your CV shafts, your tie rod angles, your ball joint angles, everything is at a relaxed, factory resembling ride height. But when you start to, you know, change and alter the ride quality from one side to the other, it's going to be your wheel and tire combination. So just know that when you're building one of these trucks, is that you can spend all the money and all the time and everything process to put the really nice lift kit together and ride height to optimize your ride quality. But if you pick a tire and wheel combination, something of a larger wheel diameter with less profile, that's going to diminish your ride quality. If you go really wide, you're going to get more contact patch onto the road. You're going to pick up more of the whatever you feel going down the road. So that's going to alter your ride quality, versus if you want the best all the way around, a good compromise is go to a 20-inch wheel and on a 37 or 38 and get more sidewall, or even an 18-inch wheel diameter and get even more sidewall and get the best overall ride quality possible. So if you guys have any questions about that in detail and have something in mind of a wheel and tire combo that you're looking for, or ride height, you're always welcome to DM us on social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram. YouTube doesn't have DM, but you can jump over to, you know, Facebook or Instagram and get a hold of us at our main pages on there, or you can comment down below. I'll do my best to help you as well, but usually DMing us directly, then we can talk a little bit more one-on-one, and then the conversation is a little bit easier compared to comments, because comments get lost, and then the way just, you know, YouTube is, it's just hard to keep up with the comments sometimes, but we'll do the best we can. If you also want to call our facility down directly at our main office and find a local dealer to you that you can buy one of our kits from and have it installed, you're more than welcome to either reach out to us on social or call us directly at the office. We're more than happy to help you. Our goal is to get you guys into one of our kits, obviously. I mean, that's you know, what we're here to help you with, but also make that experience the best possible, as in, you know, picking the right wheel and tire, understanding, you know, on a GM truck, understanding how much trimming you're going to have for your wheel and tire combination, because that's one of the things that people start to get really overwhelmed with, is because everyone's got different opinions and what have you. We'll do the best we can to let you know where you're going to be with, you know, trimming the front bumper or the rear cab side, so you're not taking and disturbing your brand new truck or even used truck. I mean, these trucks are going from anywhere between $70,000 to $120,000 depending on where you're getting them from and how equipped they are from the factory. So there's a lot of money to play with, and we're more than happy to help you guys out with that. Again, this is Nick with McGaughys Suspension. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this truck, and if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up or our main office or any of our McGaughys dealers. We would love to see your truck built with our product and have the best results possible. This truck is beautiful. Let me know what you guys think down below, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you.